Who was the most traded player in the NFL? You might be thinking it's someone from back then, but it was actually just tied a couple days ago as Brandon Cooks got traded to the Dallas Cowboys from the Houston Texans. So today, we're going to be breaking down Brandon Cooks' entire career, going from season to season, seeing how well he did, and identifying the main cause of why he continues to get traded. And at the end of today's video, we'll be able to answer the question as if he's going to be sustainable on Dallas or not. So let's start breaking down Brandon Cooks' career. Cooks was a stud wide receiver in the draft of 2013, getting drafted in 2014 and making his NHL debut on the New Orleans Saints, where he'll finish the season with 550 yards, averaging 10.4 yards per carry, and only 3 touchdowns, but still not bad for a rookie season. His next 2 seasons, though, he will exceed, getting over 1,100 yards in both seasons, averaging about 14.25 yards per carry on the dot, and getting a combined total of 17 touchdowns during these 2 seasons. To the New England Patriots, because the Saints at the time needed some pieces to build around their offense and defense, and Cooks was one of their only weapons to trade. So when he went to New England, he would still put up 1,000 yards behind Tom Brady, averaging 16.6 yards per carry and 7 touchdowns this season. But apparently it wasn't good enough for Bill Belichick, as he shipped him off to LA the very next year, as he'll still put up a career high of 1,200 yards, averaging 15.1 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns. So his actual career high in his entire career is on the LA Rams. 2 years later, after a slump season in 2019 with LA, with only 583 yards and 2 touchdowns, he'll get traded to the Houston Texans, where for the next 2 seasons, he'll exceed the limit again, getting over 1,000 yards and averaging about 12.5 yards per carry, with a combined total of 12 touchdowns. This guy was the biggest hit or miss I think I've ever talked about. Because the next season, which is this past season, he will fall short 1 yard of 700 yards and another slump season with only 3 touchdowns. As Brandon Cooks, once again, due to this poor performance, and during the Texans rebuild, will be getting traded to the Dallas Cowboys, as it just was announced the other day. So, why did Brandon Cooks continue to get traded? Most likely because he kept having slump seasons, and he just flat out got unlucky by getting traded to a bunch of rebuilding teams during the time. And is he going to be sustainable in Dallas? Who knows? I mean, he has Lamb, and I believe he's going to be the number 2 wide receiver. So he's behind more of a sustainable quarterback in Dak Prescott, and he has a better team built around him. So maybe we'll see a new Brandon Cooks, maybe we'll see him exceed, or maybe we'll see him have another slump season and get traded once again. What do you think in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video.